This is going to be interesting to see if I can even read my own handwriting.
I've been accused of having serial killer handwriting, Kirby, so it can't be that bad. All right, Kirby, welcome to episode number 80 of the Promo UPFront Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Bill Petrie. With me, as always, my good pal, Kirby Hasseman, the vicar of Vegas, the captain of the casino, the rear admiral of recycled air. Kirby, how are you enjoying your Vegas experience so far?
Oh, man, it's been really good. And I think, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about this. I mean, it feels like 2 years in the making, right? Like we missed last year, and I legitimately missed last year, and it's been really good so far. So how about you, man?
Doing great. Bright light, big city, going to set my soul on fire, just like Las Vegas. It does feel like 2 years in the making, and I'm excited to be back. It's fun to be back, but there's products here. That's why people are here to see products so that they can sell them to their clients.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share a product with you, Kirby, from our good pals at Shepenco, because if you're looking for something to really captivate the hearts and minds of your clients, there's only one product line that can do that stood the test of time, Kirby, and that is our pals over at Shepenco. So whether it's a basic yellow pencil, colored pencils, which I know you're a big fan of, or even a completely custom pencil you create. That's right, you can create your own pencil, Kirby, any color you want. All the colors of the rainbow.
All of them, yes.
Pencils have always represented creativity to me.
Yeah, well, and speaking of that, here's my pro tip for Vegas or traveling. This is actually, I'm holding a Shepenco pen right now, and on it says that it's got our logo, right? It's a self-promo from Shepenco, but it said that flight attendants are here to save your ass, not kiss it. Now, if you want to get flight attendants on your side, hand them one of those Shepenco pens. It'll make your travel way better.
Well, and it makes me wonder why you handed me a writing instrument that said, I am here to kiss your ass, not save it. So that was a little weird. But anyway, they're the most eco-friendly form of writing instrument there is. They're made in the USA. They allow you to erase mistakes, and it's really a tool that becomes the person using it. And that's what I love about the pencil. So remember, an idea doesn't exist until you write it down, and pencils are the perfect vehicle to document and refine that next amazing idea for your client. So if you're here at the show floor, go ahead and head over to the Shepenco booth. See Alex, Dan, Daniel. They're going to show you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
So Kirby, we're here live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
For people who aren't familiar with our podcast, it's called the Promo UPFront Podcast because we always have a promotional product or a promotional industry topic up front.
Yep.
I believe that's my turn this week.
I hope so.
All right. So as we're here in fabulous Las Vegas, I thought we'd talk about, since it has been 2 years since we've been here.
Yeah.
What are the similarities you're seeing from Expo in 2020? And what are some of the differences you're seeing from Expo 2020? And I can go first, or you can go ahead and share your tales of wisdom with the entire audience.
No. And I think that is sort of maybe the topic du jour right now for everybody we're talking with is that when you talk about similarities and differences, I think the difference is obvious, right? It is, the number of folks here is down a little bit, but honestly,
that might be okay.
Yeah, but on a positive side of that, because I think you can, if you're a supplier, I could see why you'd want, the more customers, the better. But what I would tell you is the vibe is what's similar, right? The attitude that I've been seeing with the folks on the show floor and then in the education is what's similar. And I this is not a shot at the folks who didn't come, but I really feel like the folks who are here are invested, and that's the vibe I'm getting from suppliers too.
Yeah, there's definitely an excitement level here that we've all been cooped up for 2 years, and so there's excitement here. So some of the differences I've seen, some of them physical, right? There's no damn cobblestone that breaks your feet on the way to the show floor.
Yes,
I mean, let's give it up for no cobblestone.
Yes.
Now, some of the things I do remember, though, that panel of windows down that same hallway,
yes,
what I always call God's flashlight judging you for the night before as the sun rains down upon your face.
Yeah.
But joking aside, what I'm seeing here are people who are really committed to making this a great expo experience. It's not the same expo, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And something you and I have talked offline about, what this expo absolutely creates is an opportunity to really have some deeper conversations.
Yeah.
So when I say things like, yeah, maybe the traffic is down. I mean, let's be honest, it is down. I think that's okay, and I think when people look back on this expo, they're going to remember some of the most meaningful conversations I've had occurred at that expo because I had time.
Yeah, time. Yeah, I 100% agree. That being said, just like literally before we walked in here to record, we were talking to somebody who said that they were really surprised at how busy it actually was. So I don't want to overplay, the idea that nobody's here, because that's not true. The crowd that's here is engaged and vibrant. Oh, yeah. But I was tickled to hear that several of the suppliers were excited about the traffic they've seen.
No question. I think that, again, the people who are here, and there are a lot of people here, and the people who are here are engaged. The last thing that hasn't changed, Kirby, in over 2 years, eye candy is still really gross. So has not changed. I don't think that'll ever change.
Okay, all right. It's funny. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about that later.
Oh, so well, it's your turn for a topic. Why don't you light us up?
Okay. Well, okay. So I was in keeping this sort of an expo theme. One of the big announcements that was made yesterday. All the days are running together. I got to be honest, but about a new direct to buyer event from PPAI called Promotional Products Work Expo. Have you seen anything about that?
Kirby, I am ashamed to admit, as the hot lights of PPAI are on me, I have not. So please explain.
No, so if I understand correctly, and the folks in the back can be nodding if I'm right, I believe it's a virtual event. Is that accurate? Okay, good. They're nodding. Okay, because that was the one part in reading about it. I was like, I think it's virtual because it does not say a location. So if I'm understanding correctly, it's a concept for the end users to come together. There will be supplier opportunities for supplier meetings, but there will be education. And really, to me, this was one of the things I was excited about, because when Dale came on board, one of the things that you and I talked about, what do we want to see his leadership do? One of them was, I would like to see more of the end user engagement, whether that's the promotional products work week, all that sort of things. To me, this is a sort of an extension of that, and I thought it was a cool idea. We'll see how it goes, but it's interesting.
I think anytime we can really bring the ultimate users of promotional products closer to the actual process of making them and creating them. And, we all think promotional products are exactly what they are. They're the most magical form of advertising on the planet. And when we have the opportunity, whether it's virtually or in person, to have the end users be a part of that experience, there's nothing but positive. So I love that we're trying something like that. Yeah. I think it's great. I like the fact that it's virtual. Yeah. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think this was one of the. I think there were several announcements. This was one of the ones that really caught my attention, and so I'm super excited to see how it goes. But this is one that really got my attention from the announcements.
No, I think that's great. So one of the things as we're talking out here at Expo, you're a small company. A lot of smaller companies out here, right. Always a lot of big companies too, right. But more from a small company perspective. Like myself and my business partner, Kelsey Cunningham, we're out here. We are Brand of 8. That's it. There's nobody back at the home office. Right. How do you manage your schedule as you're running from meeting to meeting, avoiding eye candy, trying to get with suppliers and look at product? How do you manage your schedule? How do you run your business remotely?
Yeah, I think that answer's evolved for me, right? Like over the years, because as you said, when I first started, it was an office of one. And so it was the big challenge was I was trying to answer emails as they happened, all that sort of thing. That has evolved to a point where my team, Dustin and Emily and Caitlin and the whole team back there, they understand that during this time, I'm going to be difficult to reach. And so my team has stepped up. It's funny. The same thing is true for me with communications with my wife. The 3-hour time difference, it really throws me off. Yeah. And so I really struggle, because by the time I'm wanting to give her a call, she's long in bed. She's been up 3 hours before me. It totally jacks with my schedule. So it has made a huge difference from back to your question, that the team sort of manages it, and I create really custom out-of-office messages so that my clients know to contact them.
No, and I do the same thing. But, one of those things about the time zone, it certainly taketh away, but it giveth. Because I'm still up at the crack of dawn my time, which is some weird hour Vegas time. That's a great time to just plow through emails, do some communications, and still have the day to have the meetings I'm here to have the interactions And it's, again, so nice to be back with human beings again, but to have those interactions because I don't know, we forget things. We missed Expo last year. We missed a lot of live events. And it's amazing to me how quickly I forgot how critical it was that business can get done far faster when you're with people in person.
Oh, man. I literally couldn't agree more. It's one of the things I'm so excited about when we getting back to that as well. But in this event, being able to see people and feed off the energy, it's funny. I remember when I first started coming to Expo, it was so overwhelming and big. Whenever I hear that somebody has been in the business for 10 minutes and then they came to Expo, I always like, oh, that's so much to get your head around. But now it is it's less about seeing new product. It's less about walking the show floor for me, but just tapping into that energy is sort of the recharge I need each year.
Well, and this industry is the most relationship supported business. It is about the relationships so much, and to be able to rekindle those in person is so super important. Do you have one more topic for us, or are we going to hop into the party of the back section of our podcast, Kirby, which makes it the mullet of all podcasts?
Okay, I got one quick topic, and then we'll jump into the
Every
mullet.
time you say it's a quick topic, we got about 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. So one of the things that I think was starting to be a trend, not even starting, it had definitely evolved, was the casualness of attire as in corporate, right? And so during the pandemic, during this last 18 to 24 months, I think we've become even more casual. So, and I actually was kind of curious because it seemed like as I look around, people have really stepped up their game. People look nice. So I guess the question is to you: do you think the move into more corporate casual good, bad, and is?
Well, I think it's an is. I think all things evolve, right? There's always a pendulum that swings back and forth. I, for one, only packed 4 pajama bottoms for this trip because I wanted to class it up a little.
Yeah, okay.
No, joking aside, I think you are seeing an elevated corporate apparel, and it's good just because it's an is. So, but what I really think it's a good for the promotional products industry, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's a real good thing. And even if you're wearing something as casual as what you're wearing, which is a half zip pullover, it's a very nice pullover, and you could even throw that with khakis and be go out on the town like you want to do.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan. I think that getting people in there when they're more comfortable, they tend to be able to work. In my opinion, they work better. But I will say it has been nice to see people class it up. We got blazers, and I've seen ties and all that stuff. It's been cool to see. I think they look different.
There are a few things, especially if you're in sales, few things that feel better than when you put on a suit for the first time, like a brand new suit, and you go see a client. You feel like $1 million. Yeah. So there is something to that, 100%.
All right, man. You ready to do the quick party in the back?
Kirby, I am giddy with anticipation. I'm like a Girl Scout on Cookie Sunday. Let's go.
Okay, cool. All right, I wrote these, and if you can see, my handwriting is absolutely atrocious, so this is going to be interesting to see if I can even read my own handwriting.
I've been accused of having serial killer handwriting, Kirby, so it can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad. All right. So you've done games with me where I'm going to get to know... We're going to get to know Bill.
Oh, we're getting to know Bill.
Vegas style.
Okay. Bill.
All right, so we got six things to get to know. Ready? So
let's go.
The optimal, and feel free to elaborate on this if you would like.
Oh, I'll feel free.
I had a feeling. So the optimal temperature of your hotel room is
61 degrees Fahrenheit, Kirby. And I got to tell you, I'm over at the Luxor right now, which actually I like the Luxor. I'm in the towers. I always like the walk, actually, back and forth. It just kind of clears your mind. It's almost like a commute home.
Yep.
But I got to tell you, they have the governor set on my thermostat at 65. I'm not a happy Bill right now. I got to be honest with you. And it's teasingly close to where I want it to be. So I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. And it's like, yeah, we're going to turn it off now. Yeah. So no, 61 degrees Fahrenheit, sir.
That's like an ice box.
Well, let's hold on here. Before you start making fun of me, your optimal temperature is 74 degrees if memory serves.
Yeah, I think at the house we're somewhere between 72 and 74.
Wrong! That's terrible.
It is. Oh man, that is so cold. You can hang meat in there.
Hey, it's easier to warm up when you're cold than to cool down when you're hot. That's a fact. It's science. science. I'm a scientist. Move on.
You are neither. All right. The perfect number of shoes to bring to Vegas is
1 per day, Kirby. 1 pair per day, because you gots to have options. I don't know what I want to wear today. I don't want to know what I want to wear tonight. I have no idea where the mood will take me tomorrow. So that's why I always pack not 1 bag but 2, Kirby. 1 for clothes and 1 for shoes, and I make no bones about it.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed by the fact that you own that. I remember the year that you and I had to go back to the airport just to get your shoes.
Well, I was more concerned about my shoe bag being lost than the clothes bag.
Yeah. Okay. The perfect hotel for Bill in Vegas is
the one that is the most cost-effective, because I'm an entrepreneur and it's now my money. Yeah. So right now this year it would be the Luxor, the fabulous Luxor.
I love it.
Event center for people.
I love it. Okay. The number of minutes you will spend in eye candy this year is
0.0. I won't go in there. I know that's a place where people enjoy hanging out and having a cocktail. I've been able to find out in this, good topic to bring up. People don't realize you can get cocktails at places other than eye candy. And so there's something skeevy about that place. It just makes me tense. So no, I will spend 0 minutes on eye candy. How about you, Kirby?
So what I found was I went with a group to eye candy yesterday, and it was after our session where you used the word scabies when you talked about it.
That is correct. There is an 87.3% chance of scabie contraction if you walk into eye candy.
And so they were commenting on that. I'm like, well, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't mind eye candy at all. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Once it gets past 9 o'clock, I'm out.
Have you actually observed how that eye candy is cleaned? No, you haven't. So don't make assumptions.
Okay. All right. Your favorite place to eat, and I'm going to give you Mandalay Bay and Luxor, just so that this complex together, your favorite place to eat is?
Favorite place in Mandalay Bay is, I got to go House of Blues. I like the food there. It's got a southern little twang twitch to it. I'm all about the House of Blues when it's Mandalay Bay. If it is the Luxor, it would be the Diablo Cantina, which means the Devil Cantina in Spanish, Kirby, for if you didn't know that. So, yeah.
I did not, yeah. Okay, cool. I'm more of a burger bar guy, but...
But that's between the two. You did not give me that as an option. You said very clearly either in Mandalay Bay or in the Luxor.
I said very clearly the complex, which is included in the middle, but that's fine. Okay. Final question. You're doing great, man.
I don't feel like I'm doing that great.
You're doing great.
I feel I'm failing.
You feel attacked. I apologize.
I do.
Yeah. Okay, so your average bedtime while in Vegas usually is
11:00.
11:00.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually I walk into my room and I'm so lucid from a night of drinking Perrier. I just kind of take off my clothes, fold them, of course, put them away where they go, and I just go to bed and just, I'd say honestly, the first night, it starts out late and then it gets progressively earlier as the week goes on.
Yeah.
So the first night is usually, I'd say,
Vegas night.
2:30.
Yeah.
And then after that, it subtracted an hour to an hour and a half each night until the last night I'm here, I'm in bed like by 4 p.m.
That feels right. I think you and I are pretty similar creatures on that. The first night, I always try to kind of recalibrate my schedule because it's like I'm an early bird back home, right? Like on East Coast time, and so I'll go to bed at 9:30 when I'm back home, and I'm up early. What throws me off here is that even if I'm up early, I'm behind. Like my team's already emailing me, my clients are already emailing me. So that first day, I'm always like, okay, I might as well just dive in. I'm going to stay up late and see if it will help me sleep. It never works, but that's always
I think that first day is, okay, everybody says I'm going to take it easy. We're going to ease into the week, but then it's like, ooh, I saw them. Where are you going? You're going to eye candy? Can't go there. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go have a drink. Let's do something. And then it just builds from there and snowballs. But you know what else builds, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
The excitement for great products from our good pals over at Shepenco. That's right. They're here on the show floor. I don't have the booth number in front of me, but they're not going to be hard to find because it's going to be the most electric booth in the complex because they have my favorite promotional product, which is writing instruments. I love writing instruments, and I absolutely love pencils because I do think there's something very romantic about putting pencil to paper. An idea doesn't really exist until you commit it to paper, and I think there's something to that. And it's such a cost-effective promotional product. You can fully customize it, and it really stands for something. It stood the test of time. So you're interested in a promotional product that's really going to wow your clients. It's going to be cost-effective, and it's made in the USA. Head over to Shepenco. If you're not here at the show floor, shame on you. But head over to Shepenco.com. You're not going to be sorry you did. Kirby, I've enjoyed our little Expo Live podcast. I
absolutely.
doubt we're going to be invited back, so should we keep talking and milk this as long as we can?
No, I think we should wrap it up just for the sake of the folks here. But I do want to say thank you. Thank you to the
thank you
folks,
guys very much.
for allowing us to do this. This is always one of our favorite times of the week, just on a regular basis, and to be able to do this here is really, really cool. So thanks, everybody.
And thank you to PPAI pushing forward with the show. Thank
Yes.
you to leadership. Thank you to all the people at PPAI doing such a great job here. And thanks, everybody, for coming.
Yes.
Doesn't it feel good to be alive in Vegas?
It's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.